I have no idea if this is even working. Oh, it is. It's embarrassing. Anyways, I just got done watching Star Wars Episode 8, and I can honestly tell you, it was something. It was definitely something else. I can't say it was a good movie, that's for sure. Oh jeez, I'm getting killed. But I mean, it was an alright movie. It just wasn't really Star Wars. Like, it's not really what everybody wants it to be. Nor I don't think that's what Disney's Star Wars will ever be. Is what people want it to be. I think Star Wars lost its magic. I really do. But I mean, it's I think it's worth watching once it's on the bargain bin area. It's definitely that kind of shitty. I felt like, here's the thing, is I watched all of Star Wars Episode 8, and at first I didn't know what to think. And it was like, that's when I knew it was, like Star Wars Episode 7, like, I didn't like it. There was parts like that whole scene where, like, they find the Millennium Falcon, and then Han Solo finds the Millennium Falcon. All in one scene. It's like, that is so stupid. Like, what are the odds? So cool, like, it was all very stupid. I felt like that movie was pretty bad, and it had, like, its moments where it just was like, I think this isn't going to be good. It was like, Snoke was one of the very good things about Episode 7, and everybody already knows what happened. At least most people know what happens to Snoke in this movie, so, I hope nobody that I know, like, and I'm going to go into spoiler territory, so if that's not what you want, get out of here right now. But I will say Snoke was a wasted character, and I'm not sure if, they might use him in the next movie if they figure out a way for him to survive. But it didn't look like that in this movie. Like, if you watch what happens to him, like, there's definitely, like, lightsaber physics going on there. And some people might say, well, Luke had he was able to project himself. It's like, yeah, but do you realize he'd have to project, like, all this? He would basically have to project himself being cut in half, have the visual of, like, the burning sparks that come from that, because those do show up in the scene, and just different things like that, And then just, like, on top of that, it's just, like, I haven't been following anything Star Wars, so I didn't know any new announced characters at all. I didn't know what they were doing. All I saw was in the trailer. And at the beginning of the movie, there's, like, this really awful part where they're trying to bomb a Star Destroyer. And here's my thing, is if you watch Star Wars Episode 3, just go watch the opening of Star Wars Episode 3, okay? And you'll see there's these giant ships fighting each other, giant war, And, I mean, it's taking one blast from one of these giant lasers from, like, whether it be a CIS cruiser or a Republic cruiser. It takes one shot from those to break through the shields and everything and just blow up these ships. So, like, that was one of the dumbest parts about this movie. Is like, none of that technology exists anymore, and it's literally just a 5-hour chase scene, and it's awful. I mean, it really was. And, like, the cringe-worthy, like, comedy shit, don't even get me started on that. I was sitting there with I was fucking actually angry at the beginning of the movie, cringing, because they open up with this kind of cool, like, space battle. It seems like shit's gonna get real, and then, like, they do, like, this like telephone gag where, like, Poe's acting like his phone isn't working. He's like, oh, what was that? What was that? And it's like, the first time it's kind of funny, but then, like, 10 minutes in the movie, you're like, they're still fucking doing this? Really? And it was just so dumb. I wanted to fucking just walk out of the movie theater, actually. There was several moments I wanted to walk out of the theater. And actually, my least angry gripe about the movie would be that, and it's still a gripe. Here's the thing. My least angry gripe about it is the whole stupid dog face casino shit thing that was going on. That was all unnecessary. And here's the thing, is I was so bored during that part of the movie. Like, Rose. That's what I was going to say. You didn't think that Jar Jar could happen again, nor would you... And here's the thing is, I think some people give Jar Jar a little too much shit. Because what Rose did to Star Wars, fuck her. She ruined the movie, I think. Single-handedly. I understand why people felt the way they felt about Jar Jar to a sense, but at least Jar Jar didn't get his own fucking plot of the movie where he was, other than fighting in the Gungan army, and going, "Oh, sinking, no power. When are you so thinking we in trouble?" Like, that shit fucking actually made me laugh in that movie, because it was like he was the only one ever doing it. It's like in this movie, you got the villains doing it and shit. I mean, like, seriously, even near the end of the movie, whenever it's like supposed to be serious, like, "Fire all the cannons!" And then the guy next to him is like, "Fire all the cannons!" It's like, I laughed that one time at that. I did. I won't even lie. I did laugh at that, but it's like, they did that on the last movie. It's just doesn't fit the movie at all. It's like, this was supposed to be dark, and at the end, like, I can't even go into like specifics, but like that casino area, I'm still not happy about it. I'm like actually offended by it, because there's a portion of the movie, like, it's so shitty, but then they're running away and they're like, "What's that noise?" And you hear like boom, 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 and you're just like, "Oh, pod racing." And like they pull out, there's a racetrack and everything, and then it's fucking dog-faced giant horse, like, it's human-faced giant dogs basically racing like a horse. It was so, like, come on. I know I know episode 1 and everything nobody likes, you know, people shit on everything, but like, that would have been so cool. Like, if they just even had pod racing going on outside, and they ran outside and there's just like a bunch of races, you know, speeding past or something, you know. But instead we got like these weird, like, PETA, like PETA represented, like, plot line where it's like, the animals need to be free, and they like release these animals on this planet when, like, this is the richest area in the universe. So if you think they don't have like a capture crew to capture the animals, you're dead wrong. What they did there was very little. They basically ran through the city on the dog-faced animals, and it would have been cooler if they were flying through the city on pod races. Like, seriously, if they just hijacked a pod racer and were trying to get out. Imagine that. Imagine that they were just flying through the city and like if they had like, dude, imagine if they had like, I don't even want to go into it, but it's just like, yeah, it was so stupid. I mean, that's such a minor gripe that I have with the movie, but it did it did bother me enough. And I'm not even going into like specifics on like stupid character choices. It's like Leia flying like Superman. I was actually laughing in the theater at that. I didn't know if it was a joke. I didn't know what was going on. But like, she rolls her, like, she's dead in space. Like, I thought they were just gonna have her get sucked up in space. And like any great film, like if you know No Country for Old Men, main character in No Country for Old Men literally dies off camera. You don't even see it. You see the aftermath of his death. Like, I thought they did that. They just killed off Leia, got her sucked up into space, and she's dead. That's all you had to do there. But no, she starts moving her hand in space, and you're just like, wait, what? And like, pressure didn't kill her from out of outer space. You know, like they say, pressure would be like the first thing to kill you. No, she fucking starts flying. I've never fought. Holy shit! I've never fought werewolves out in the open like this. Oh, sorry, I'm totally went off of subject on episode 8. Anyways, yeah. And then just like wasted potential with Snoke. I already said that, and just wasted potential in general. It's like Luke was totally lame. He was the highlight of the movie, but I think you guys will know what I mean whenever I say, like, it's not saying much. And nothing against Mark Hamill, because he's like one of my favorite actors ever. But he's not really the best actor. But he is one of my favorite actors. Like, what they gave him in this movie was very lame. It's like, even the backstory of the Jedi Temple. Anybody who's ever was into the extended universe way back in the day, whether it be, Knights of the Old Republic or whatever, I think they'll just, there's a lot of missed opportunities with characters and just story in general. It's like, you're wanting, like, even think about, like, lightsaber duels. Like, the lightsaber duel you get here it's as bad as the last one. It looks like two kids just I did better when I was a kid playing with the Star Wars lightsaber toys, okay? These people it looked like toddlers waving around sticks. Oh, speaking of which, toddlers waving around broomsticks. That's basically how they end the movie. They, like, end the movie with this little kid, and I'm pretty sure he, like, force grabbed the broom. Because they're really putting it to home that anybody can be a Jedi and anybody can be anything. Because we live in a world of equality, guys. That's why Rose is in the movie. Because she's a dumb... I'm not even going to say it. But they needed that. you know, because it's Disney and they're trying to brainwash us all into, like, seriously, there is a moment like right at the beginning, it's almost comedic. They have all the different fighters. They're like, all right, load the bomb carriers, and literally in every different every different position there's like an Indian dude in the gunning position, there's a black dude in the leading seat, there's a woman flying the ship, of course, you know, and then there's like an Arab dude on the other one. It's like they literally filled every race in the army that way. So it's like, I'm wondering who, you know, what's the next character they're gonna add to the movie, you know, in episode 9 that has to fit this. Oh, you know, we need to get every race and everything in this film. It's like, it's so obvious now. It's so obvious what they're doing, and they've turned Star Wars into this like weird brainwashing weapon. Like, all of it. Like, we shouldn't fight. Like, Rose's whole... Basically, Finn's about to go out, okay? And I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but Finn's about to go out in a very heroic manner. Like, I felt like it was maybe the right way to go. Basically, the First Order has a Death Star laser at the main enemy, or at the rebel bases. You know, and that's where they get convoluted, too. They're like, rebels, resistance, what are they? They don't even know anymore. Anyways, they've got a Death Star laser at the front door, and they decide to, Finn, they're gonna go do like a suicide mission. Someone's gonna do it, and Finn decides to do it, and he's about to go straight into it. And basically, it would have exploded that little Death Star. Probably would have, killed all the First Order out there, and just different. And this little girl, she's like, ah! She's flying her ship, flies it right into Finn, and knocks him out. And she's like, nah, we can't fight the things we hate. We have to fight for the things we love. And then she kisses him, and it's just like, oh God. Like, everybody in the theater, I like felt like everybody in the theater was just like, ugh. And she kisses him, and it's just like, so basically what she's saying is, be selfish. He would have saved all of them. They would have probably escaped. Luke would have survived, and Luke just stupid, like, he was wasted. Instead of us just actually seeing Luke in his, like, full-powered Jedi state, we get, like, this, like, stupid hermit that wasn't even on Yoda's level, you know, as far as just, like, oh, he's able to catch himself before he falls on a step with the Force. Whoa. He was able to Force push, guys. That was the extent of his power, was Force push and Force projection across the universe, where he gained the ability to fucking... I don't even know. They were just doing things that never happened in Star Wars, and just had no business happening. Like, it was just... I don't know. And I want to go see it one more time. Maybe it will be better this next time. But it literally was just a Disney movie with a spray paint coating of Star Wars on it. Like, the best part of the movie was the credits was the pan at the beginning where they have the what you read. But even that, like, reading the intro credits, like, you already know that something's going wrong. You're like, this doesn't even follow the story of the last movie, does it? Like, it really was awful. Because at the end of the last movie, I thought the Empire was strong, like, not Empire, but the First Order got effed up by the Resistance, minus the Resistance losing their, 3 planets or whatever at once. It was just like, wow. Like, even the, like, it looked like, even, maybe to me, even though, I could have wrote the opening pan in that, and just, like, because it was so bad. The whole movie's bad. And I don't need to keep shitting on it. I think other people, I'm probably already going to piss off some people if they decide to watch this video. And I know I didn't even shit on, like, the really shitty parts of the movie. Like, you guys all know what I'm talking about. But it's just... what else can be said? I walked out of the movie theater in shock. I was like, wow, I just watched a bad Star Wars movie. Like, at the end of episode 1, it still had you thinking, oh, where's this gonna go? You know, even if you didn't like Jar Jar. It's like, even in episode 2, Jar Jar showing up for the one moment he showed up was actually not bad. He's like, Annie! Oh, Annie! Where you been, Annie boy? Like, that was, like, and then that's it. They threw him away. Like, they learned their lesson. Like, with Disney... I think they're just trying to destroy, like, I think, like, here's, like, a real deep cut in, like, what's going on in my head. Like, I think JJ and George Lucas kind of had a conversation, and JJ kind of kept some of the shit that George Lucas wanted in the film. And then in this one, I think that was kind of like Disney's, like, move to just be like, no, we're doing what we're going to do. We're going to make a shitty movie, And either you're not gonna like it, or you're gonna like it. You dumb, stupid idiots. And that's how I really feel. It's like, it felt like a Transformers movie. It felt like a Jurassic World movie, like your generic blockbuster. It felt like a Disney movie. But I think that's all the shit I'm going to talk about that movie, because I'm sure it will get a lot more. I'm already seeing in the Rotten Tomatoes, like, the audiences, it's like 55% approval. It's like, geez, did the critics get paid off to give it almost 100% approval? Normally that doesn't happen. What am I saying? Yeah, it does. It's Disney. They own everybody. They're evil.